Okay, so for part 2 of the Haslab Galactus video, I'm going to be looking at some of his play features, including the heads. He has the alternate head and the light effects in his head and chest. His kind of what he can do with a couple of the heralds, and of course, take a look at the heralds themselves. So strap in. Okay, first up, we have Mork. And Mork, this is Mork's first appearance in Marvel Legends, being a incentive figure for the Galactus set. And he is he's right out of the comic, 90s. Most of the issues with Mork were drawn by Ron Lim, who drew a lot of Silver Surfer issues back in the 90s. He also drew Captain America and part of the Infinity Gauntlet, because George Perez, rest his soul, only drew the first 4 issues. But yeah, so Mork is a first-time figure. He's looking really good. Nice and sinister portrait, evocative of the amoral character that he is. He doesn't have pins in his joints, so there's that. Again, being a new tool, I guess we would expect that at this point. He does have ab crunch and waist swivel. His belt is disguising some of it. That's kind of cool too. And he has his cosmic axe, through which he focuses the power cosmic. And of course, he easily wields it. Let's give you one of these. His joints are like really tight, which is good. You know, obviously you don't want them to be loose, but they're tight. So there you go, Mork with his cosmic axe. Very nice. Next up, we have Frankie Raye, also known as Nova. She is the second Herald of Galactus in the box, and she looks pretty good. Her face sculpt is all new, and of course you got the flaming hair, goes down along with the flight stand, flaming kind of trail that you can put in Galactus's hand. Along with Nova and the flame stand, you get 2 extra hands, a pair of gripping hands and a pair of fisted hands. I left the regular hands on because that's usually sort of the pose that you see her in, so they put the correct hands on her from the outset, but those are the extra hands for Nova. Of course, she's a straight gold figure, sort of like Silver Surfer, so there's not really a lot to look at. Like I said, the main draw there would be the head sculpt, which is pretty cool. Over with her flame stand in Galactus's hand. It is not all that easy to get her to stay in the flame stand, and it doesn't come with any instructions. You got to kind of fiddle around with it until you can get it in some semblance of a flight pose. And this was the best I was able to come up with on short notice. Galactus does hold it well, but the weight of the figure can sometimes cause it to fall, so you got to reposition it. But she does stay in the flame effect once you figure all of that out. And she does look pretty good with Galactus. Okay, so we have Surfer on his surfboard. Getting Galactus to hold him was kind of a task, but he can do it. I had to kind of let go of posing the Silver Surfer a little bit, but it can be done. And it looks kind of cool. The surfboard is on a ball joint, so it can actually pivot, which I'm afraid to actually make it pivot, but yeah. Here, I'll take it off. And you can see the articulation on the you can see the articulation here on the joint itself. It's kind of going up and down like that, and it swivels too. So yeah, so he can do it. It is possible to do. Okay guys, so here's Silver Surfer's head sculpt. I previously said that the Obsidian Surfer had the same head sculpt, but he doesn't. That's a brand new head sculpt on the Haslab version. So here is the Obsidian Surfer. It's definitely different. In fact, it is actually, the same as the previous Walgreens Silver Surfer. Excuse me. Weather's been changing up a little bit, so I've been having a little cough. Nothing serious. So of course he's on the standard surfer body, as I mentioned before, with different head sculpts. I want to compare the silvers on the two Silver Surfers though. It's a little different. This one is a little more of a muted kind of silver, whereas the previous Walgreens version is really like a nickel kind of deal. And I don't want to say one is wrong and one is not. It's just a little different. And I gotta say, I'm probably a little biased towards the just the look of the silver on the Silver Surfer, and the head sculpt is very nice too. So there you go. All right, so now we're gonna go over the lights and stuff that Galactus has, the light feature. So first we're going to remove this top piece from his head, which will reveal a screw. We're going to unscrew that. Okay, so I've unscrewed the little panel inside his head and put two batteries in. Of course, we can tighten it down. It doesn't need to be all that tight. Kind of ridges here. I'm going to ridge into the, just going to go into those slots inside his head. like so. And then you have another panel that you can unscrew. I'm going to unscrew that now. Once that panel's off, you have your AAA batteries in there. And this one took a little bit more screwing. You know, you were twisting it a little bit longer than you did on the head. So we're gonna put that panel back on. Okay, so you have 4 kind of points there to reattach the armor piece. And that is pretty much it. Okay, so I turned on his light effect on his head by accident. And then you have the light effect also on his chest. So you just push in his little chest thing, and it does the beep, the kind of blink. And then on the back of his head, you have the button here. Goes like that. And from what I understand, it's kind of like a time release. Like it'll eventually just turn off, so you don't have to worry about it just staying on forever. You can, you know, rest assured eventually it's just going to kind of turn off. Alright guys, so I've removed Galactus's head. Like every other Marvel Legends figure, his head comes off. Well, maybe not just like every other Marvel Legends figure, but you do get some additional functionality with the head, and that is additional faces. So we're going to show those here real fast. Alright, so Galactus comes with 2 additional faces. The kind of like death face and an angry kind of face here. And it's very simple to switch them out. What you basically do is, you can see in here the recessed part for his head, where the face resides. Oh, lost the top of his head. You just punch that out, and now you have just kind of a helmet. And then you just put in a new face. And now you have a more angry Galactus. Pop that face in, you've got a more desiccated, perhaps Marvel zombie-ish Galactus. I think I remember seeing a comic book cover, perhaps on the John Byrne run, where he had a skull face. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Marvel Zombies, but I mean, I guess it could, right? But that's the heads. You know, for my purpose, I think the main kind of stoically not happy faces about as good as it gets. I enjoy the idea of Galactus that doesn't even acknowledge other beings. They're just sort of beneath them. So yeah, so I'm gonna pop that face back in. One of Galactus's bonus tiers was the Dr. Doom head, which postulates Dr. Doom claiming the power of Galactus, becoming in effect Galactus. And there you just pop the head on there, and it's on there. It's funny, they have Dr. Doom stepped up in the world. Way back in the day, he stole the power of the Silver Surfer and was flying around on a surfboard. And now here he is stealing the power of Galactus himself. Let's see. So of course, you can light up the chest, but it doesn't. The eyes don't light up or anything like that. So, I'm pretty sure most people are gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." But it's just there. I want to show everything that comes with the figure. So there you go, Dr. Doom, alternate head. Okay, so where I got it figured, Haslab Galactus lives up to the hype. It is, it's definitely the figure we all thought it would be, and got a lot of features, a lot of articulation for a gigantic figure. It's really the complete package and the cornerstone of any Marvel Legends collection. I want to thank everybody for watching this video and the other video. I've gotten a very positive response from that, and I will continue to bring you content from Marvel Legends and other lines for as long as my wallet will allow it. All right, guys, stay safe, and I will see you on the next video.